good evening. My name is Halim. I'm from Department of Occupational Safety and Health of Malaysia. So I'm pleased to present our paper titled Enforcement, Reimagine Additive Approach to Occupational Safety and Health Regulation in Malaysia. This is a collaborative work between University of Utara Malaysia, DOSH Negeri Sembilan, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and University Putra Malaysia. Today, I will walk you through the background challenge and our proposed additive enforcement model. Occupational safety and health is not just a compliance issue, but also a cornerstone of sustainable economic development and well-being. Malaysia has been milestones from the Factory and Machinery Act 1967 to the landmark in OSH Act 1994, and more recently, the amendment of Act 2022, which broadened coverage and raised penalty. Despite this progress, enforcement outcomes remain inconsistent, especially in the high-risk sector. Even with these legal frameworks, workplace accidents remain alarmingly high, particularly in construction, where more than 30% of fatalities occur. Many SMEs lack the expertise and resources to comply. Enforcement agencies face shortage of inspectors, and because enforcement is still largely deterrence-based through fine, stop work order, prosecutions, it often leads to symbolic compliance rather than genuine commitment to safety culture. Our models is built on three foundations. First, deterrence theory, where compliance is driven by fear of penalties. Second, responsive regulation proposed by Braithwaite, which advocates starting with education and support before escalating to punishment. Third, the institutional capacities, which emphasize that enforcement is only as effective as the number of inspectors, their training, and the digital tools they use. The first challenge is institutional and technological. Malaysia has far too few inspectors compared to workplace. Adoption of digital tools such as IoT sensors, drones, and e-inspection apps is still low. This means enforcement is often reactive and paperwork heavy rather than data-driven and proactive. The second challenge is compliance culture and diversity. Many SMEs see OSH as an unnecessary cost, not an investment. Informal and gig sectors like delivery riders and are often outside the coverage of OSH enforcement. And because enforcement applies the same approach across all sectors, it failed to address the diversity of risks and capacities. The third challenge is consistency and behavior. Inspections are uneven across industry, follow-ups are limited, reducing the seriousness of enforcement, and importantly, compliance is shaped by behavioral factors such as whether firm trust regulators, whether they see enforcement as fair, and the strength of their internal safety climates. Punitive-only approach often create adversarial relationship. To address these gaps, we propose an adaptive enforcement model. The key ideas is to move beyond punitive enforcement into additive risk-based strategy. The The model rests on 4 pillars: risk prioritization, digital integration, graduated enforcement, and behavioral and cultural engagement. The goal is to balance deterrence with supportive compliance. The first pillars for the risk prioritization, use data and hazard analysis to target enforcement where it is most needed. For example, focusing on fall accident in construction. Meanwhile, the second pillars, digital integration, emphasize building a centralized intelligent platform that combines accident records, inspection, and predictive analytics. This enables inspectors to act proactively with transparency and precision. The third pillar is graduated enforcement, which ensure fairness. Regulators start with advice, then issue warnings, and escalate only if necessary to prosecution. The fourth pillar focuses on behavior and culture instead of compliance by fear. We encourage organizations to adopt ISO 45001, strengthen safety climates, and embed safety into their culture. The addictive enforcement model has strong implications for both policy and practice. At the policy level, is aligned with the OSH Master Plan 2021 to 2025, which emphasize governance, inclusivity, and digitalization. In practice, it called for amendment to Act 514, more training for inspectors and digital infrastructure. It also recommended incentive for SMEs and collaborative government with unions and academia. Globally, it is consistent with the ILO's Decent Work Agenda and Convention C187. In conclusion, Malaysia OSH enforcement is at a critical turning point. The deterrence model, while necessary, is no longer sufficient. The adaptive enforcement model offers a smarter, fairer, and more culture-driven approach. Ultimately, improving OSH enforcement is not just about the compliance, it is about human dignity, economic sustainability, and national development. Thank you.